Hello all, it's Mark here once again from financialfreedomandodyssey.com. Today we're going to take a look at my Q1 in review. So back at the start of the year, I did a reflection on 2024 and I did a post about looking forward to 2025. I have a link to this post here. During this post, I just quickly looked over the indices, reviewed the indices, called out some of my achievements, and I set, I believe it was 10, yes, 10 goals for 2025. And today we're going to check in on these goals and see how many I've accomplished, which ones I'm making good progress on, and which ones I am lacking or severely lacking. So the first goal of the 10 goals is maintaining investing savings rate of 33%. So this has been a goal of mine for the last few years, and I want to continue it as long as possible. At some point, I may lower it if I'm going to try to pay down our mortgage or something like that, but I'll probably call out what percentage extra that we're putting against it, and maybe I'll still count it. But we're not there yet. Right now, we're still looking at building our base. So currently, if I take my contributions divided by the gross pay that I've received year to date, I'm sitting at 19.6%. And I just put a note here that if I had the money for my tax return to invest, I would be well over the 33%. So marked it as a making good progress here with the upward up and to the right graph. One thing I finally did was open the RRSP, and that was my second goal. So as I said here, pretty big for us as it makes sense mathematically and makes my partner feel good to see, a larger amount of savings under her name. Goal number 3 was 50 blog posts, and I don't think I've missed a single week yet, so I'm up and to the right on that one. The fourth goal that I had was 25 long form videos, such as this one on YouTube, which realistically breaks down to 2 a month. Since I also record my Stocks I Bought series, which is once a month, this shouldn't be too difficult to achieve. So right now I'm sitting at 8 of 25, which is slightly above average. So good progress there. Fifth one is 50 short videos. So near the tail end of the year last year, I used some combination of my thoughts and ideas, a little bit of research, a little bit of AI, and I released a whole bunch of videos, mostly motivational, some quotes from famous people such as Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger. And I'll likely do the same thing at some point again. I just haven't felt that itch yet, and I have not made a single short video in the year, so big old red X on that one. I then had the negotiating of our insurance. So I just did this recently, actually. I believe at time of writing, I just noted that my home insurance call was scheduled, and I have now had that call. Essentially, we got our current provider down, and we made the adjustments that made sense to get our payment as low as possible without actually shopping around. So good start, but I have done a little bit of research, and the providers that I had looked at were about the same or a little bit higher. So I think we've probably done about as much as we could right now, but we'll just keep looking periodically and maybe we'll find something better. Number 7 is negotiating our mortgage renewal. So I've started looking around at what is out there. Likely I'd like to stay with the same provider as long as they'll do the match. So in progress, coming shortly. My 8th goal was 150 30-minute workouts. So not making great progress on that one. I have, at the time of writing, had 29 recorded sessions, which numbers wise is pretty good, but they're pretty low effort. A lot of them are just kind of walking, like I said here, shorter walking sessions. Number 9 is make improvements to the blog. So same thing here. I've continued to produce content monthly, and I've been trying to make it as good as it can with the time that as good as I can with the time that I have, but haven't had time really to kind of improve on the blog. I believe I called a few things out, like I want to get the dark mode, light mode toggle working, and I want to work on things like SEO, and yeah, just kind of learn more, if not actually do the improvements. So big red X on that one. And then my last one was to introduce quarterly check-in posts, which, hey, this is the first one of those, so making good progress there. So breaking down stats numbers, I had 3 little no progress, 6 making solid progress, and then 1 complete. Hopefully I'll have, well, I guess some of them are year-long goals, so let's say if we can have 4 complete by next check-in, that would be great. And hopefully none in the little no progress, although the 50 short videos, I'm guessing I might wait till the fall, so let's say maybe just 1 in the little no progress next quarter. Now, the second thing I wanted to do every quarter is I wanted to do a check-in on my portfolio. So this one is a little bit challenging, I think, and I'll get into why shortly, but did the best that I could here. So overall, percentage-wise, we are up less all time than we were back on New Year's Day. Shouldn't be surprising. All the indices are down over the year. So value-wise, my portfolio is down 1.66%. And if I remove deposits, it's down 8.25%. So I track my deposits, and once a quarter, sometimes maybe every couple of months, I just take a snapshot at that point in time, see what my portfolio is worth, looking through the various accounts, and then I record it, and I see how many new deposits I had over the period. And essentially what these two is if I count the new deposits against my portfolio value and then still divide it by what the value was on New Year's Day, I'm down 1.66%. Sorry, yeah, I'm down 1.66%. And then if I don't count, I'm down 8.25%. So not exact, right? Because I'm going to put in some of those deposits. Some of those deposits are going to buy assets that are going to give me dividends and that sort of thing. But as long as I'm comparing apples to apples and I use the same metric, I think that will be fine. Then by comparison, looking at the indices, the NASDAQ is down 13.25, S&P is down 8.6, and TSX is down 4.96%. I believe they've popped up a little bit over the last week or so. I wrote this post about a week or so ago, so anyways, roughly numbers are good. And then I want to call out that I do have a large portion of my portfolio in USD, such as VTI and SCHD. And for these quarterly performance, much like I have been doing for my own personal quarterly review, I've been converting the USD just based on whatever the broker says at that time. And I record what rate was used as well. So back at New Year's Day, 1.4407, and then at time of blog post, 1.39. So that definitely hinders the percentage gains for sure, but that's fine. That's real dollars. That's just how it goes, and that's part of the game. Just one more thing on the whole conversion thing. Personally, when I look at it kind of day to day or week to week, I don't bother converting the dollars just because it's too much flux and it's just easier. So yeah, I'm going to plan on doing this chart so we can see all the quarters after quarter, and Q4 is essentially will end up being the full year. And yeah, that's about it for this post. Like I said, goal-wise, have some work to do. Portfolio-wise, is doing pretty well, just because I have a decent exposure to TSX, and TSX is down less than the NASDAQ and the S&P, but we will see. I have made a ton of changes recently, and I have loaded up more on the NASDAQ too. So if we do start to rally pretty hard and we get a very green market, I will participate in some of those gains. And if not, my existing TSX will, my existing exposure to the TSX will, help kind of smooth that over. And I just wanted to leave off with one more thing. Looking at the Fear and Greed Index, we are right on the line. Oh, let me go full screen on that one. We are now right on the line between extreme fear and fear. And if I go back to the March portfolio update, I believe it was in extreme fear. Oh, it was 21. But yeah, I have checked, and I think it might have been in the video actually. At one point, this was down, I want to say around 5 or so. So yeah, we will see where it goes. And the one thing that we want to always remember is we're in this for the long run. And we will let these short-term fluctuations not affect us. Cheers.